Judy, tell me a little bit about your business.
Okay, RSVP is a group of marketing support services providers. By that I mean that we are looked at by large corporations who have chosen to outsource something that they traditionally find hard to manage or expensive, or maybe technology that they don't want to keep up with. For instance, they may want us to store their literature or their products and do the distribution, the warehousing and distribution. That's fulfillment. That's about 50% of my business. They may want us to manage a database that they are having trouble keeping the hygiene as it should be on the database in order to have the reliability to send out a mailing and trust that it gets to the right people and that they're not sending to people who are no longer there or who've passed away or something embarrassing. We do direct mail, mainly for our customers who don't necessarily want to stand in line. They want to be able to react quickly to marketing changes, so they're not going to go seek out a letter shop that they may have to wait in line behind a circular that's being mailed. We get right on that for our customers and do their direct mailing. We handle rebate processing. We send audit claims and send out the checks for rebate programs. We do putting together kits and binders and all kinds of handwork like that in the warehouse area also. And we have a call center, and lead tracking is actually the way I started the business, thus the name RSVP. We were taking responses that customers were getting as a result of their promotional efforts, whether it was trade show, direct mailing, media advertising, and now internet is a big source of lead generation. So we take those leads, we put them in databases, we send them to the field by zip code assignment, all those kinds of things so that the leads can be maximized for the potential for hopefully converting them to sales. So it's those kind of services, those marketing support services for programs that people have going on. I call it the back end of promotional work.
When did you start your business?
I started it in October of 1985, so we're coming up on 25 years, which I'm really excited about.
How many employees do you have?
We currently have that magic number. We have 50. Plus we get temps in when we have special projects that we need. So it can balloon up towards 75, but we maintain around 50 full-time.
Well, let me ask a question about Judy Miller, the entrepreneur.
Okay.
Why did you start RSVP?
Well, you know, I think it was just a dream to work for myself, to be independent. I've always been humble in that if it was good, honest work, I was willing to do it. And so it started quite humbly, to be honest, as just seeing a need, people not following up on leads, and just said, hey, you know, could I do this? The vision began to grow, but it wasn't there initially from day one that I had this vision of this big business that would do all these support services for companies. It started out quite simply as this is something I can do to make a living and you know, provide for my children. I was single, and it was quite a risky thing, but my only downside was that I would get out and look for a job, which I was doing anyway, if this didn't work out. So,
What are some of the challenges that you have faced in having your own business?
well, there's an ongoing challenge of capital and cash flow, but it hasn't really been staggering. I mean, God has been good and provided, truly. But I think, you know, technology is so much at the base of everything we do. And I never really imagined that it would be to begin with. When somebody starts out with an electric typewriter and that's about all you've got going, and only until I realized all these duplicates were in my database of people I was getting, did I realize the need for a computer, which was almost immediately. But that just kind of put me on the map, and it's now, technology's at the base of everything we do, so it's rapidly changing, so keeping up with those changes is quite challenging. Everything from rewriting software to be current, to buying new servers to be safe, and have redundancy in your systems and things like this. So that's a challenge I had not anticipated. That's real.
Did you ever imagine having a large facility like you have now and the number of employees? Did you ever imagine?
I really didn't. I mean, Um, I guess, people imagine success in different ways. And for me, it was never a big building and lots of people, as much as it was uh, tapping and maybe even um, exhausting my potential as an individual. I just wanted to do everything with what God had given me that I could possibly do, whether it was writing, which is the way I started out in the ad agency, or helping people get jobs that might otherwise not get them, employ other people. That became such a degree of success for me. It's all the way you're wired. I'm just not wired to look at success that way. I'm wired to look at it from a standpoint of I'm doing something I love. I'm helping other people do something they love. I'm meeting the needs of people in the community, which I love. And I'm helping my clients do something that makes them successful. And that's something I love. So success for me were those plateaus.
Judy, you sort of alluded to it in this past answer, and I know you from throughout the community um, beyond your business, and you have done quite a bit of giving back. Could you talk a little bit about how you even find the time?
Well, there's no magic to it. You just have to make commitments, I think, to things that you really feel strongly about. And somehow, I think it works out if you want to do it enough. And I've been on the board at Elon's Love School of Business Board of Advisors for about 13 years. And I just love what I've seen happen there. And to be a part of that, I don't know who's winning, me giving to them or them giving to me, but it has just been a wonderful exchange. And getting to invest in the students' lives. I think if you're just too focused on your own needs, then you can tire of that pretty quickly. It's those things that fulfill your spirit are the things that keep you going and keep you fueled and energized. I think it always is for me anyway. And so it's not so much finding the time as making that necessary investment, which feeds me the energy that I get off of that as well. I've served on the chamber board. I'm on the GTCC board of directors for their foundation. I love that involvement there. I've been on there quite a few years, and I'm on the NUSFOM board. And those things just, they're just wonderful in keeping me connected to the community that I have enjoyed the benefits of for all my life. I grew up here. So it's a way of giving back and a way of and getting as well the energy of those people and staying closely connected to my roots.
A great reward, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Before we run out of time, someone who has got such great experience and who does give back a lot to entrepreneurial efforts, what would be if you could give a piece of advice to someone wanting to start a business, what would that piece of advice be?
Well, I guess on just a personal, spiritual level, they need to do something that really feeds their spirit, something they enjoy doing. That's going to be so important for the long haul. If you go into it and it's work to you, then you're going to tire quickly because it is a lot of work to have your own business. It's many hours of invested time, and so if the spirit's not being fed, you're gonna burn yourself out. The other practical piece of advice I would give is if you can get one client as kind of your flagship account that pays your minimal overheads to begin with, that is such an absolute plus. And then go out and build your base from that showcased account, if possible. That I would highly recommend. It's too risky, especially in this environment, to try doing it on a shoestring with no hope of business, just what you can put together.
Judy, I know your time is very valuable, and I want to thank you very much for sharing your insights and your wisdom with me today.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.